Hi everyone. If you are a mathematics fan or if you are a science fan and you are writing your journal articles or any other articles in the LaTeX, and if you want your website also to look like a LaTeX document, there is an option for you. There is a guy called Vincent Doric here in his GitHub page. He has given something called LaTeX CSS, which offers classes like theorems, author, lemmas, proofs, etc., which makes the website to look like a LaTeX document itself. You see this website he has given it in the demo. It exactly looks like a LaTeX document. It gives you the section titles and gives you the theorem class where the theorem looks like the LaTeX itself. All right. There are many things which he has done. He has given the support of all the other. He has redefined the CSS for all of the basis black codes and other stuff and all. This HTML tags. We'll see one by one. Of course, look at the table, which looks exactly like a LaTeX table. There's an image, and of course the table has a caption, table has a number, etc. He did not implement the figure caption numbering, which we can do it pretty easily. Maybe in future videos I will tell you how to customize that as well. Of course, the syntax highlighting can be achieved using some package called the Prism CSS, as well as Prism JS is also available. So we can go ahead and download their CSS file and put it here. Pretty much everything that we can do it in the LaTeX file, we can do it here. What we are going to do in this video here is, I have a text studio opened here in my file, which has a text file which will give you the LaTeX document here, right? So we are going to convert this LaTeX document into a website. That's all we are going to do right now. Let's go ahead and get started. Let me open up a VS Code here. So this is a VS Code for me. Now what I am going to do here is I'm going to just type a boilerplate, boilerplate HTML for me. Let me type here is the LaTeX CSS, and let me type a H1 here, hello world. Okay, and let me save this. I'm going to open this file using live server. If you type your extension here in the VS Code, you can see that there's something called live server, and you can click on it and you can install it. So I have installed it so that I don't have to every time refresh my browser to view the changes. So I'm going to right click it and open it with live server, and that opens my file in live server. The advantage is I make some changes here and save it, and immediately my browser got updated here. That's the advantage. Okay, let's implement this. The first thing what we want to do is, let's go to this website, and here he has given that you can add this link to, you can add this CSS to your file. Now what I would suggest is you just copy this particular portion, which is the link, and copy this and paste it in your browser. That gives you a style file. Just Control A, copy all of them, and come to your VS Code. Let's create a folder called CSS and style file called latex.css and put it inside. That's all we do. Okay, now let me save this. Of course, this doesn't do anything right now. So what we are going to do here is, inside our head tag in our HTML file, let's add a link to the CSS file. Obviously, I'm going to use an emmet, which is giving me a nice snippet completion if I do the completion over here. So this adds this relevant tag, everything. The href tag, again, this is something like, it is under the CSS folder. There's something called LaTeX CSS. That's all correct. So once I add this, remember before this, my website looks like this. Means, where is it? Oh yeah. Before this, it looks like this. Once I add this CSS file and save this, and that's positioned in the middle, and somehow it looks like a title of the LaTeX document. Yes, correct. Okay, let's get started. So what I'm going to do here is, I'm going to split my section into multiple. So one is by adding a header tag, and that's where I'm going to put my headings and other stuff and all. And I'm going to say the main tag. I'm going to follow the HTML5 semantics. And inside the main tag, I'll start an article and I'll type abstract here. Okay. And then inside the main tag after the article, let me type the section. So the first section, etc. So this is the semantic we are going to follow. So the first one is simply an article, which I don't want to have it as section. And the second one is section and followed by any other section. Okay, fine. Let me see this in the browser. So this is simply a text right now. So let's format it right. Before doing anything, let's go ahead and change this particular place over here. We can write it as LaTeX CSS. That's my heading. And then the author can be written in terms of an author class, right? So put in a paragraph of author class. Let's say suppose John Doe. Okay, save this and see how it looks like in the HTML file. Yeah, in the website it looks like this. Okay, obviously if you notice our text, this LaTeX is this logo, right? Because that's been achieved using a command called /LaTeX here. If you look at the LaTeX document here, you can implement it using the MathJaX right away, or you can also use the class which is offered by the CSS author itself. What he does is he is giving a span class saying the class name is LaTeX, and inside the span class you type LaTeX, but type the other classes inside another span, like other letters other than the L, T, and E, correct? So let's type another span, lot of span inside, and then let me compile this first of all and see. Let's save this. Look at this. It looks like this. And did I miss any span here? The first span is ends here, and then the second span ends here. Yes. Then E, and then one more span, and finally X. Okay, that's all. Now it doesn't quite look good. What's the problem? Span LaTeX. This span ends here and this span ends here, and pretty much everything correct. Let me check his source code. What is he has done? He has this GitHub repository. It's available in the public domain. You can just go ahead and index the HTML and see what has happened here. Same thing I have typed here. What did I miss? That's correct. It's correct. It's correct. It's correct. Still, it gives me some error. Let me copy this and save it, paste it here, and check what is happening. Yeah, that works fine. I'm not sure what happened wrongly here. I think I missed one or two spans over here. So you can just have a look at it. Just a span with a class of LaTeX, and inside the way you type the LaTeX here is the A is in its own span tag, and the E is also in own span tag. That's all it is. Okay, that's how it works. Now, if you see the website, and it now looks like LaTeX logo. Fine. Now, inside the article, let's add the class of abstract here, and then we type the title of the article as h2 tag. The section titles have been achieved using h2 tag. That's all it is. So let's say abstract, and let's add some paragraph. In this, I'm going to add some dummy text. I have installed an extension called Lorem. If you search for Lorem in the extension over here, you have seen the Lorem ipsum. This offers functionality of adding your Lorem text just like this. So just type Lorem and it will give you some couple of, in fact, a lot of text, dummy text from the Lorem ipsum. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a Lorem, and then save it and see that this is my abstract. Okay, so that centers the abstract title, and of course it puts the text in the middle, in the central alignment, etc. So exactly looks like my document. That's all it is. Okay. Table of contents will work in some time. First of all, we'll add this first section. Okay. Let's go to this. Remember, the section title was first section. Let me copy this. And the way you add this section in the LaTeX CSS, under the LaTeX CSS, is something like, as I have done, we have already added a section here. Let me add a h2 tag and then paste it here, and some bit of text in a paragraph, right? Again, I will give lorem some dummy text and go to the website and see this is the first section. Okay, that's how it works. Now you can see that some mathematics has been placed here. Now if I copy this mathematics completely from here and paste it in my HTML file, is it over here, correct? Between the paragraph, let me add one more paragraph text. Inside that, let me put this and go to the website. It doesn't work because obviously we need a MathJaX to be connected. The way you connect the MathJaX is simple. You just add the CDN of the MathJaX. Just go ahead to his website itself. He has given the CDN, I guess. Yeah, he did give the GES. So just go to this place, copy this, and paste it in your header. In the under the head tag below the CSS, I can actually add it in below that in the body tag. Just before the body tag, after the main tag completes, you can put it here. Save this, and now you go to this website where we have now this been rendered properly. Okay, yeah, that's cool, right? So the mathematics has been implemented. There are many ways you might wanted to type in inline mathematics as well. In the LaTeX, if you type simply just in single dollar and integration f of x, and that works fine over here. You can see that. But in MathJaX, a single dollar will not work because that has been, of course, redefined as a slash backward slash. You see this. Let me go to this place and add the same comment over here, integral f of x dx with a single dollars, and save this and come out to the website and see that still it's linked as a single dollar. The support, what you can do is you can replace this with slash open parenthesis and slash close parenthesis and save this, and that does compiles as properly inline mathematics. But that's not what we wanted because we usually type dollar only, so we want to retain the dollar inside, and still we wanted that to be rendered properly. The way you achieve this is very simple. You just go below the MathJaX script wherever you have added and open up a new script tag, and inside that script, let me close that script tab before forgetting it. Did I close it correctly? Yeah. Okay. In that, let's type MathJaX equal to, and then tech equal to, I'm sorry, it's not, is it equal to or colon? Yeah, equal to, and then inside the braces, we can type something called inline math, and that can be redefined as something like this. So you need a set of arrays, and there's one more set of array, and type slash, not slash, dollar, and then comma dollar. So this is something it says for an inline mathematics, if you have a dollar and ends with the dollar, then consider that as an inline math and then render it. That's all it does. Let's see whether it works or not. Let me save this and go to the website, and it did not work here. What is the mistake which I did? I think it has to be colon. I think it's an option, right? Yeah, that's it. I'm sorry. So this is an object, so which means it should have a colon here. Okay. So the MathJaX equal to tech colon, and inside that you can do that. Okay. If you want that another symbol also to be working fine. Now, if you see that open parenthesis and close parenthesis will not work, If you wanted that support as well, then what you can do, you can just of course give the those comments as so opening as well as ending as another pair of array. So if you do this now, then if you change this from this to this, open and close parenthesis, and still it should work because I have to escape one of the character over here. So usually the backslash has to be escaped. So now this works as well. Okay. Anyway, we'll return to our single dollar. So that's how you add the math environment in the website. Good, cool. So that's the first section. Let me go back to my text file. I have this and I have some more text over here below this. That's simple. We just have to add some text over here. So lorem, some 15 characters. Save it and come back here in this house. Okay, that's the first section. The way second section can be added is simply adding one more section tag, correct? So let me comment to this. So the second section, type in another section and then h2 tag, and then this is the second section, and there is a paragraph. I can type lorem to give me some text, and the second section has been added. So in this way, you can add one section by one section along the way. Okay, what is there in the file? And I have next one is environments. Let's start a section called environments. Let's see how the theorems and proofs and all can be given here. Okay, let me go to the file and let me comment as well. Environment sections, environment section. Let's add a section tag. Inside that, let's add a title of environment. Okay. So that has some lorem text, and I should put it in the graph, right? Paragraph. Save this, and that's my environment. So inside I have a subsection called, where is it? I have a subsection called theorems and proofs. You can notice that theorem 2.1, right? Okay, theorems and proofs, which is achieved by this. So let me copy this title over here. And the way you achieve the subsection in the LaTeX CSS is simply adding a h3. h2 is for sections and h3 is for subsections. Let's add a h3, theorems and proofs. Let me save this and have a look at how it looks in the browser. Yeah, it does looks a little different than the section title. Okay, let me add paragraph and let's type the theorem. The way you achieve a theorem is just by adding a div with the class of theorem. So it's simply theorem and the theorem name. I will copy the text from the book here, sorry, the text file here. I have it here inside this theorem, begin theorem and end theorem. So let me copy that and paste it here. Let me save this and have a look at it in my website, and that's awesome. So that gives you the theorem with the theorem statement. And the way you write the proof is simply again the same trick. You put a div or a paragraph with the proof class. So let me add a div with the proof class, and let me copy the proof from my text file. So over here, I go to the source, and this is a proof. So let's copy this proof between the begin proof and end proof. Let me copy this and paste it in my code. Let me save and have a look at this in the website, and that is giving me the proof environment. Okay, so that's theorem and proof. Of course, I can have any things like lemma or definitions, etc. in the same fashion. Let me copy this h3 which I mean is, what you can do, you can just simply copy all of them here, from here to here. Did I put it inside the paragraph? Oh, I shouldn't have been put it inside the paragraph. Sorry for that. So let me copy this completely and paste it here. Now I can just write it as lemma and proof. And simply what you can do, instead of theorem class, you can type lemma. That's all. Let me go to the website here now and see what is it. Lemma and proofs, just simply a lemma. Remember, this is same as that of the whatever I have typed here. We just have changed the name over here. Okay, you can see that the counter has been followed by the theorem 1. So this is theorem 1, and this is actually giving you lemma 2, etc. That's all it does. If you want to change the counter section by section, then you have to do some small trick using the CSS file that we will see in the upcoming videos. So we'll just now just go ahead with what is available in the LaTeX CSS. Okay, fine. Again, similar thing can be done for the definition and lemmas as well. Definition as well, just by typing the definition class. Let me, maybe I'll put the definition here. Definition type over here. So that's a definition of some of the things. Okay, just save this and go ahead and see it in the website. That looks definition 1. Yeah. So remember, this theorem is of course in the italic format, and the definitions are in the normal format, and that's how the we type the definitions as well. The definition have its own counter as well, and that's cool. So pretty much everything has been made it ready for us. So it's available for us. Okay, fine. Next one is the formatting text. Let's add the text formatting text section here. Let me copy this and paste it in the file over here. Section and H2 formatting text. So formatting text can be done using your HTML5 tags. For example, let me open a div and say the words some text can be bold. So I wanted this bold to be bold, which means that I can either add a bold tag, that is B tag, or you can add a strong tag, right? HTML semantic word of writing it, strong tag, and some of them can be emphasized. The way you add an emphasize in the HTML is either an italic I tag or EM tag. Emphasized, right? Okay, then save this and see what happens in the browser, and that does makes this bold to be bold and emphasized to be emphasized, or italic word. That's all about formatting text. Of course, other HTML tags, whatever is possible, can be used. Like you can make something as a superscript text. Let's say, suppose this is some as a superscript, SUP. Inside that, if you put and then save and see, and now if you see this sum, it will be in the superscript and subscript, etc. And again, you can highlight it, you can underline it, and you can put it in the keyboard inputs, etc. Okay, so those things can be done very easily just by using your HTML text. As long as you know HTML, then you know how to format the text. Okay, next quote. So the black quote can be achieved using the black quote HTML5 itself. Let me take this particular quote here and then put it inside the div itself. I'm sorry, where am I? Sorry guys, so this one, before this HTML, before this div finished, let me add a black quote HTML5 tag and add it here. And there is an emphasize over here. So what we will do is we'll take off the class emphasize and take off this as well. Let me put a hyphen and take this complete text, Control X and EM tag. So put in inside the EM. Then save this and have a check. Yeah, it's over here. You can also add site tag for this particular reason. So kind of things we will usually use it for citing, right? So let's take off this EM and take site tags advantage. So let's do height, and then height over here as well, and that does also works fine. Looks exactly similar. Okay. Okay, that's about the quotes. What else is left? Tables and images. Tables and images can be added exactly as that of the HTML tables. Okay, you can add the tables whatever is here. So you can see that it is something looks like this. It's a book tab table. You can achieve this from your HTML table here itself. Let me do that as well quickly. Most probably, yeah. Let me take a section and then tables and images, and over here what we can do, we can type a table, and then we can give a caption, the caption of the table, and finally we can give a table head using the thead command, and table row, and th for the header row, header column. This is, let's say, suppose header 1, and let me copy this couple of more times and say this is 2, this is 3, and after the t head we have a t body, table body, and there's a row, there's a row, we'll add it, and inside that row we'll now type normal table body columns. Let's say suppose text 1, and then let's copy this, paste it for a couple of times, and say text 2 and text 3, and we do the same thing for a couple of more times. We copy completely this row and paste it 3 more times or 2 more times. Let me save this and see it in my website, and that does exactly look like a LaTeX table which we have made it in the text over here. Okay, fine. And similarly, the images can be added exactly in the similar manner of HTML5 tags over here. Let me go to this place in the below this section, and I can add a new section, and let me type a h2 or h3, whatever it is, images, and say image tag can be added just like what we do usually. I do have an image in my snippet file, I guess, LaTeX CSS template, image, and then image png. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to bring it over here. Let me create a folder called image. Image, and inside that let me paste this file. How do I bring that file? I think I can bring it like this. Yeah, it brought it. So now what we can do, I can add the source of that. So just image and then image.png. Save this, see it in the browser, and that does add the image just like that. Figure caption is also is been there in the is been defined as well. Just like we add the HTML, what we have to do is to have a caption for any image. So we have to cut that and put it inside the figure tag. So put it inside the figure tag, and below the image you type a figure caption as well, fig caption, and caption for the figure. Okay, so save this and have a look at that, and that gives you the caption. One more thing, in the LaTeX CSS there is no way that he has implemented the caption counter as like unlike the table counters. That's something that we can improve, and that's something that we can put it inside, and we can have a look at it, and then so the figures also will have the names, and will have the figure title, etc. And that also can be achieved whether it has to be in the bottom or top. Everything can be decided using this CSS. That's something you can do it a little later. Okay, what is the next? The next thing is, which I could see, is syntax highlighting. Let me create a new section called syntax highlighting. Copy this and paste it, section, and h2 syntax highlighting. The thing which we wanted to do, achieve the syntax highlighting, can be achieved using something called Prism. Okay, let me first copy this comments, whatever I have it between the verbatim, and copy this. The way you type the syntax or code using in the HTML is simply typing a pre-tag and inside that typing a code tag, okay, and then you paste all your codes. I also have to keep this in a proper manner. Let me save this and let me put all of them in the same place. Okay, yeah, now let me save this and I look at the website. It looks like this now. Okay, now let's implement the code formatting here, I mean code highlighting here using something called Prism. Let me type Prism in my syntax highlighter in my Google, and that takes us to prismjs.com. So let's click on that website and that looks like this. Okay, what you can do is you can choose whatever the format you would like to. For example, here if you come down, there is something below which shows what is the format right now. Okay, where is it? Yeah, so it looks like this. I'm sorry. Where can I do that? Just click on download. Yeah, just I'm sorry. You need to click on download. You need to visit this place. This will give you a way of getting the files what you need. For example, if you want to see how this default style will look like, you can see here. So this is how the default style will look like. If you change this format to, let's say, suppose dark, and then if you come down and see what is happening here, this is how the dark will look like. Okay. Now what we will do is we'll take the default style itself. Now you can check the different formats over here. What did I do? I think change the place here. So there are funky, there are Okaidia, there are twilight, there are solarized light. So whatever the format you like, you can check it. I'm going to go with the default format. What are the things is to be downloaded? Is just click on this default and click on download here. I'm sorry. I think I should take. I should select the languages first of all. What are the language I want? What are the language you are going to write it? That's all we wanted. If you search for LaTeX, that's all we wanted right now. Yeah, over here. So just click on this LaTeX, and sometimes I also write the Python, so I'm interested in Python as well. Where is Python? I think it is alphabetically ordered, so it should be somewhere here. It's in the third column, so it should be, yeah, it should be here. So just type this. So it does gives you the highlights for HTML, CSS, C like everything. So if you want all of them, you can do that. I'm not going to bother all of them right now. I'm just going to select all of these people and going to click download JS and download CSS. So let's click on the download CSS and this download CSS and download JS, and that downloads JS file for us. Let me show it in the folder, and let's go to this place. Where is this now? Yeah, it's Prism.js over here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new folder called JS, and I'm going to place my Prism.js inside my JS folder, and Prism CSS I'm going to place it inside my CSS. What did I do? Yeah, it's here. So I placed my Prism CSS, which is look like this. I placed the inside JS. Oh, I placed it here. So let's place it here. Drag it and put it here. Oh. So inside my JS, I have a Prism JS. So what we can do now, we can link all of them and bring it back alive. So the first, let's bring the Prism CSS. Let me bring it. Yeah, let me bring it below this. Link to the CSS file, which names CSS class Prism CSS, and then also bring the script file maybe below this script source file JS class Prism.js. Now if I save this now and have a look at the website over here, remember this is our website. Yeah, this is of course did not do anything because we did not say what is the language. So what we have to do here is inside our code, we need to state what is the language. I think it is simply, remember, let me check quickly what we have to do. What we actually have to do is we just have to set the language. The way we set the language is somewhere here. Where is it? Yeah, inside the class, you just add a class of whatever the language you want. Let me go to this place. Inside the code tag, just add a class of language hyphen. And what is the language here? I think it is LaTeX, right? Let me save this. And now if I go to my website and see what happens, now it adds the code highlighter. Okay, that's how you implement the code highlighting. Okay, if you are having the suppose let's say you have a Python or something, then you just take this LaTeX and then write Python, and that code highlighting will work based on the Python code. Okay, if you are taking it off and then write some Python code, it does Python code. Let's say suppose define some f of x, then return x square. Okay, just save this. That gives code highlighting for Python. Okay, that's how you implement the highlighting. The other one, the final thing which we wanted to cover was the table of contents. Table of contents is simply a navigation. Right now he has implemented manually. There is no dynamic way of generating the table of contents, which is something that we can work on it using the JavaScript. The way you implement the table of contents is simply adding the nav tag and simply adding the ordered list elements. Like let's say suppose this one, and inside that you can add the href of whatever you wanted and add properly. Did I make a mistake here? Yeah, I made a mistake here in this. Okay, so the first one is the first section. Let's add first section. What we have to do here is we need to go to the first section h2 tag. What is that? We need to go to the first section h2 tag and add an ID of a unique name. Let's say suppose first section is the unique name for this. Let's copy this ID and paste it here in this. Let me also add a role of navigation so that looks better. Now if I go to my website and see, and that adds the link to this. So if I click on this and just go to the first section. I'm not sure why it is not taking me to the first section. Is it because I added the ID, right? That's correct. Yeah, that's correct. Now let's add the other as well. For example, let me copy this here and paste it here and add the same thing for the second section as well. Second section. And again, what you have to do is you have to go to the section where the second section has been there and add an ID of second section. Copy, save this and have a look at it, and this is the second section. The way you achieve the subsections, which means the other one, when you just have to add another OL tag or another ordered list inside the list element. For example, what do I have in the LaTeX document? So I have here environments as the second one, and I have subsections over here, correct? Let's say and add a list tag, and then I add an A tag inside it. That's my third section called environment or environments, and then I'll add a href to this using hash environments. Okay, inside this list tag, I'll add another ordered list, and I'll add another list, and I'll put a tag, and then write href equal to what was this? Tables, right? So this is hash tables, then write tables, This is something that we can automate it. So then the next one is images. Okay, let's go ahead and add this IDs to the respective places so that this will work. Environment, tables, and images. So where is this? Let's go down, and this is my environment. So let's add an ID of environment. I hope I have written environment or environments. Environment. I think it's well environments, right? Environments, and over here as well environments. And further over here, it's theorems and proofs. Let me add not class. I add ID is equal to theorems and change the ID over here. Okay. So this was actually theorems and proofs. Over here, theorems. Okay. The next one is, I think it's definition and lemma, something like that. Let's add definitions, and here is definition and lemmas. I hope you got the point. This is simply adding the links here and there and get the things done. That's theorems. Okay. The next definition over here. Let me add a h3 tag of definitions and type and give the ID of definitions. Okay. Save this and look into the website here, and that gives you the type. So if you can see that this is the third section, and 3.1 and 3.2 has been automatically set. Okay, that's all for this video. I hope this is pretty much useful for you. If you like the video, so please go ahead and share the video and subscribe to my channel if you are not subscribed so far, and comment it on it if you like something, and if you want something more on this, or if you wanted any other features to be included in the CSS also, I'll work on it in the future. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.